Hello, Holy Redeemer St. James School families. It's a pleasure to meet with you right now to discuss a little bit about what's going on with the return to school process. There is a lot of information out there right now that can be very confusing. And I know that many of you have seen that some of our local schools have some wonderful news about them returning to on-campus instruction and how things are working. And of course, I completely understand that the next question is, well, how are we returning to school and when might that happen? First of all, I'd like to say that there are many different ways that this can occur. There are three in particular, and I'd like to go over those with you so that you understand how other schools in our area have returned to in-person instruction and how our school is going to go about returning to in-school instruction. The first model that was offered to schools, both public and private, was called the cohort model, and it's undergone many different changes. Essentially, what this model does is it offers students in TK through 5th grade the opportunity to return to on-campus instruction. However, the only way that this can happen is if there are cohorts that do not add up to essentially 10% of our student population. If we had a cohort of 10%, that would be only 8 students that could participate in this for our school. It would also necessitate hiring 2 extra staff members who would be in charge of monitoring these 8 students. To do this, it would cost approximately $700 per student per month on top of normal tuition. This is the reason why we have not pursued the cohort model at Holy Redeemer St. James School. The second method that was offered is allowing English language learners and special education students to return to on-campus instruction. It allows limited teaching in person, and essentially when we look at who we have as our student population, we do not meet the requirements for this. Going back to the cohort model, when you see other schools in our area that have returned to on-campus instruction, they have gone with the cohort model. That means that they have people on campus that are monitoring the students that are not the teachers. These people that are on campus also work with the students to make sure that they're facilitating online instruction. And largely, their student population is much larger, so they can have cohorts of more than 12 students, up to 10% of their entire student population. So I just wanted to put that out there that they are not currently, if they are on campus, they are not currently operating under the new TK through 2 waiver process that has just been made possible for all public and private schools. The third method, which is the method that we are pursuing, is the TK through 2 waivers. These waivers apply through TK through 2nd grade. The process is rather lengthy and involved, and our school has already begun undertaking the steps necessary to begin this. Once we have all of our application completed and all of our forms done, we have to submit it to the Department of Catholic Schools, DCS. They have committed to reviewing our application within 48 hours. They will then submit that application to the county. LA County has stated that once they receive an application, it will take them anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks in order to process that application. They have also stated that they are going to be prioritizing schools that have a high percentage of free and reduced lunch programs. Now, our current student population does not have a high percentage, so the likelihood that we would be approved on a first pass is rather low, but we will be put on a waiting list should there be the ability for this to happen. A survey will be sent out today, and in order for us to submit our application for a waiver, I need every parent to fill it out and send it back or submit it as quickly as possible. We cannot submit our waiver process until we have a response from every parent at the school. This survey that we're going to be sending out is also used to help us identify federal funding for Title I funds, for grants, and for other things. So even if you do not have a child in TK through 2nd grade, we are asking that every single parent at the school fill this out because it is vital for our census, which we take yearly. Finally, once the TK through 2 waivers are processed and approved, what will happen is we will be allowed to have TK through second grade classes take place with no more than 12 students per grade. Now, the only class where that might be an issue is in TK and kindergarten, which exceeds the 12 count limit. We would have to have an aide facilitating instruction for either TK or K, while Ms. Gallegos handles the instruction for the other group. And week by week, it would switch from either the aide or Ms. Gallegos in order to facilitate instruction so that all students could be on campus at one time. I know that this is a lot to take in, and if you have questions regarding this, there will be our Q&A session happening tomorrow night regarding our State of the School address. And this definitely falls into the realm of questions that you might have, and I'd be more than happy to answer them as we move forward. Please know that I'm doing everything that I can to facilitate us submitting our application on time, getting it processed, and moving forward. If you are a parent who does not feel comfortable having your student on campus, it is imperative that you let us know in the survey, and we will take that into account so that we know who's going to be on campus and who won't. You will not be required to be on campus if you do not want to be on campus. So this is really for those parents that will be returning to campus under the waiver process if they choose to do so. You will still have the option to learn at home in a remote learning setting. I hope that this has been informative and that it has helped you. Again, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is jwick@stjamesholyredeemer.org, or you can meet with me on Thursday at 7 p.m. to discuss questions and answers. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.